this is awful.
Are we having fun yet?
Okay, so as you guys know, I do Terrible Take Tuesdays, but man, there's so many terrible takes out there. I can't just keep them on Tuesdays. You know what? I'm getting rid of Terrible Take Tuesdays. It's just gonna be at random, okay? Because this article has to be one of the worst articles I've ever seen. Now, before we talk about this, guys, I want to say this. This is amazing. So if you don't know, I made a Derrick White song called Dear Derrick, in which it was a love letter to Derrick. Just say goodbye. And he actually saw it. So I posted this in my community post, but he saw it actually on Instagram, and he said, much love. Now, the reason why I want to show this is because this is basically my last Derrick White video. Now, if something comes up and it's complete relation to us, then I'll make a video on it. But this is going to be my last Derrick White video. And I didn't... Look, this is the perfect goodbye. Like, I was lost for words when he actually responded. He actually saw it, because it meant so much to me, like, to even make that song, because I really, really love Derrick White as a player, and he was my favorite player since Manu Ginobili. So, it's just great that he saw it. I'm just happy that, you know, hopefully he got some type of joy out of it, or at least a grin or something like that. So, look, perfect goodbye. And I thought that it would be just perfect for this video if the last Derrick White video is looking at a terrible take and looking at a terrible, just a terrible analysis of him as a player. So I'm not bringing up any stats, because I think that anyone that watches my video, or watches my videos in general, have more than one brain cell. So you can kind of go ahead and take from it what you will, but we already know how dumb this is. So basically, it is a Celtics article in which it says the Derrick White trade is a disaster. Sorry, folks, Brad Stevens made his first major mistake as GM. Now, I'm not going to get on anybody for having an opinion, okay? You can say that you got the bad end of the stick. Look, I'm a Spurs fan. I think we got a great deal for what we gave up. I think we did. But at the same time, you know, in the Celtics perspective, as far as the fans are concerned, it seemed like they were happy with it, but that's not what this gentleman seemed to believe. You will see. So let's go ahead and go through it. So I just wanted to key in on a few things that he put in here. So he's basically complaining because he wanted to kind of keep Josh Richardson. Now, initially, I'm just going to try to summarize some of this. Initially, he thought that getting rid of Josh Richardson, it was a one-to-one trade where they give us Josh Richardson and we give them Derrick White. But that was not the case, and he was upset when he found out that Romeo was actually also gone. And he's not the only one. I actually saw Celtics fans being upset about this as well, so he's not the only one there. But his analysis of what he got is utterly ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, I like Josh Richardson, but you need to actually watch or pay attention to Spurs games if you actually believe that Josh Richardson was a better player than Derrick White. And that's just the impression that I'm getting out of this. The fact that he thought that it would just be able to be a straight up one-to-one trade, that's nutty to me. That makes no sense. But he's upset about the Celtics getting rid of all their first round picks as well. So let's go ahead and go into this. So this is where we're going to start off. Josh Richardson is a better shooter than Derrick White. And aside from Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, he was the best shooter on this team. Richardson is 6'5" with a 7-foot wingspan. That is kind of ridiculous to even like add their body types. White was never asked to defend wings in San Antonio. This is god awful. If you guys know anything, and I know there's going to be some people that's new to Derrick White. It's going to be some Celtics fans watching because you want to know more about Derrick White. I'm sorry, this is my last video on him. But Derrick White actually, he defended the best player on the opposite team all the time. Like, it was continuous. It wasn't that we had to hide Derrick White defensively or he had to just be behind defensive schemes. No, he was by far our best on-ball defender. Now, DeJounte Murray, he is the ultimate opportunist. He has the wingspan. He goes for loose balls. He's really great in the lanes, and he's a good defender. But Derrick White, for many times, as long as we've had him and he started getting any type of minutes, he will guard primarily the best player on the opposing team. There's actually a really great, and you can look it up on YouTube because I posted as well, but I think it was Charlie O'Charlie, I think that's his name, or Charles O'Charles. I'm sorry if I can't remember his name, but if you look it up on YouTube and you look up Derrick White defense, you'll see that his defense was really good. I actually did a tribute on Derrick White, and you can look that up as well. Just Clan the Spurs fan Derrick White tribute, and I show a lot of his defense. His defense is elite. Okay, he has a really good knack for the game. He gets to the right play. Or the right place at the right time. His positioning is near perfect. Yeah, he's a very good defender, and his primary role on defense was defending the wing player. It was many of games, even against James Harden, in which he played exceptional versus James Harden. So yeah, this is just dumb. This is just straight up, you don't know what you're talking about, and you just like Richardson, and you're upset that he's gone. But yeah, you at least pay attention or look up highlights. Derrick White is a phenomenal defender. I said many times that I felt like he was our best on-ball defender, but we have a lot of good defenders, and obviously DeJounte Murray is a great defender. So let's keep going. This is terrible. All right, he talks about the swap in 2028. He doesn't like that, obviously. All right, now this is where I said, okay, you don't watch anything. Like, you have not paid attention to who you got at all, and for you to go all in on this article and not even paid attention to who Derrick White was or who you were acquiring, that is mind-boggling to me. So if we read here, I can say this without hesitation. You should have hesitated. Derrick White is the most unspectacular player in the NBA. Now, I will say that he's not necessarily super fun to watch. Is that what you mean? No, that's not what he meant, because he said he's not fast, can't jump, doesn't have the handle or passing to be considered a pure point guard, and lacks the bucket-getting instincts of a modern scoring guard. Wow. Now, this last part, this is the only charitability I'm going to give you, is he doesn't have bucket-getting instincts of a modern scoring guard. I guess. I don't really know what that means, but I guess. I mean, he's not necessarily a scoring guard. But I will say this. When you say that he's not fast, he is quick. And to your credit, you do say that he's pretty quick somewhere in this article. But you said he can't jump. Derrick White with us was phenomenal at even blocking big men. He has very sneaky athleticism. Now, when you just look at him at face value, you'll think that he's not very athletic, but he is very athletic. He even said himself, I remember in one post game where he said he even shocks himself sometimes with his athleticism. When he dunked on Millsap, he was shocked that it happened because he has so much athleticism, and it's not shown all the time, but it is very hidden, and it comes up, and he's very good instinctually with his defense and with ball handling. So one thing I will bring up as well, you don't even have to look at just the NBA. Like, if you go back to Derrick White in college, he had some posters in there, like some really impressive posters. Look, okay, I'm just gonna say this, okay? I don't mean to just plug my own stuff, toot my own horn, but toot. Okay, I don't mean to do that, but I will say this: if you really want to see some good Derrick White highlights, just go watch my tribute. Type in, just in YouTube, Derrick White tribute, okay? And I tell you, I used a Hobson song to it, and when I say that those highlights are impressive, you will see what I'm talking about. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. He watched no highlights of Derrick White. He might have watched a game in which the Boston Celtics went against the Spurs and Derrick White didn't have a good showing or something, but he has no idea what he's talking about. Derrick White is not a shooting guard. If anything, he is more of a point guard. And he even puts in here and he insinuates that the reason why the Spurs got rid of Derrick White was because we wanted to leave room for Primo and Lonnie Walker. Well, that's not necessarily true. Even if you read right here, this way, when he said it, Greg Popovich didn't care about cutting bait to make way for Primo and Lonnie Walker. First off, I hate when people just like equate Greg Popovich to making these trades. Like, dude, we have a general manager. Like, we have a front office, but that's besides the point. It wasn't just to make room for Primo and Lonnie Walker. It was because Derrick White, his playing style is more of a pure point guard. Like, he can score, but putting him in that shooting guard position, that's like the third thing he's good at. Like, it's not even his primary or secondary, attribute. Like, it's the third thing he does well. So it didn't make a lot of sense for the team as a whole to keep Derrick White, especially, yeah, you're right, we got Primo coming up, but you definitely don't watch the Spurs because saying Lonnie Walker, I don't even know if Lonnie Walker's going to have a spot, but we'll see. But yeah, look, I just want to go over this article briefly because it was really dumb. Like, it's really dumb. Now, he does say Derrick White plays hard on both ends of the court and coaches love him because he extracts the most out of his physical ability. But man, when you start saying, when you put in here, I'm not going to say this without hesitation, and he can't jump, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, he has stupid amount of athleticism. He can jump very high. He's like a cat, dude. But anyways, look, this is my last Derrick White video, unless, like I said, it is something directly in relation to the Spurs, in which we'll talk about it. But man, this was a great goodbye, dude. This was a great goodbye. And if you guys haven't watched the video, please do. It's called Dear Derrick, or Dear Derrick White. It's on my channel, so go watch it. Show love towards Derrick White, man. This is a great goodbye. It is. It's sad, but it's a great goodbye. You know, if you guys want to support the channel, you know, subscribe, like, all that good stuff, share the video. But yeah, you know what? And you can just become a patron and YouTube member. It's only $2 per month. All right, I'll get with you guys later. Till next time. Deuces.